Welcome to Fast Break, a channel for anything and everything NBA related. In today's video, we'll be going over some of the most overrated players in the NBA right now. When it comes to being overrated in the NBA, three things can be big indicators of whether a player is overrated or not. Pay and expectation land atop a list. Either your play doesn't match what you're getting paid, or the expectations you set haven't been met. Lastly, availability is one of the most important abilities a player can possess. Staying healthy is incredibly valuable for a player's longevity. Now that that's established, this is in no particular order, but these players have all earned a forbidden overrated label. Let's dive in. Let's start with Ben Simmons. As a player who's being compared to LeBron James early on, we've come a long way. Simmons was last on the court in the 2021 playoffs for the Sixers. And even then, he was on the hot seat as his play started to decline come playoff time. Ben is making max money, but he seems to not want criticism thrown his way, while also lacking the desire to get better as a basketball player. While he has proved to be an elite defender, he hasn't improved any of his shooting percentages, making him a non-threat off ball. Scared to shoot? Too good to improve his game? Either way, considering his contract and apparent back injury, Simmons will be overrated until he proves otherwise. On to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's on-court play isn't actually why he landed on this list, though he does leave a lot to be desired on the defensive end. Irving has been one of the most unreliable stars in the last handful of years. Is he a dynamic scorer? Yes, but his lack of commitment and inability to stay healthy are very concerning for any team interested in him. He's played in less than 70 games in 4 straight seasons. Not exactly what you want to see from a star player. Kyrie has also shown problems with listening to his coaches and basketball not being his number one priority. There's plenty of time to right his wrongs, but you have to prove it first. At this point in time, most GMs and coaches would just rather do without the headache of having Kyrie on their team. Moving to Kevin Love. Love was a double-double machine a few years ago, but the last 2 seasons have been pretty rough for him. 2022 was his first time playing more than 60 games since 2015. It's been tough for Love to stay healthy, but unfortunately his stats have also taken a big hit, with his points per game dropping from 17 to 12 and 13 in the past 2 years. Not only that, but his rebounds have fallen from 10 to 7 over the last 2 seasons. With a max contract and declining play, this makes Kevin Love a very tough player to trade. Contenders would look to add a talent like him to their bench, but his contract prevents any type of deal from getting done. Love has a chance to bounce back, but a change of scenery is much needed for the 5-time All-Star. Unless Cleveland wants to buy him out, he'll be on the Cavs until his contract expires in 2024. Anthony Davis is another prime candidate for this list. Since his 2020 playoff run, AD just hasn't been the same. It was only a couple years ago that analysts and fans alike had Anthony as a top 10 player. Some even had him at their top 5. But since then, Davis would be lucky to be considered a top 20 player. He struggled to stay healthy too, only playing in less than 65 games in the last 4 seasons. His free throw percentage has dropped from 85% to 71% in just a couple years, not to mention his atrocious 18% from 3 this past season. At only 28 years old, Anthony Davis should be right in the middle of his prime, but instead, he's already on the decline. He's also been criticized for his level of commitment to practice and lack of desire to get better as a player. Davis can bounce back, but another down season will really hurt his trade value and/or reputation around the league. Next is Rudy Gobert. Over the past couple seasons, Rudy has had some high highs and low lows. As one of the most effective players in the paint on both ends of the floor, it comes with a price. In today's NBA, the pick and roll offense is extremely important, and for defenders, it's very valuable to have the ability to effectively switch or fight through over the screens. For Rudy, he can actually be effective in a pick and roll offense because of his ability to roll to the rim and screen for his teammates. The problem is the pick and roll defense. He becomes a liability when he's defending players on the perimeter. No other all-star player gets targeted like Gobert come playoff time. While he can help carry teams to 50+ wins in the regular season, he also becomes virtually unplayable in the playoffs when the teams can really game plan for him. With this trade to the Timberwolves, Rudy will have a fresh start, but until he proves himself in the postseason, he's considered overrated. And lastly, Russell Westbrook. Leave it to Russ to average a triple-double 4 of the last 5 seasons and still be considered overrated. Westbrook has been accused of chasing stats and doing whatever it takes to fill the box score, rather than doing what it takes to win. With Russ opting into his last year of a $47 million contract, yes, that's a max deal for a player that's become a liability on the floor. Westbrook is a prime example of how the box score doesn't tell the whole story. He put up 18, 7, and 7 with the Lakers last season, not bad by any means. But he was also 66% on free throws and shot 29% from 3. Not only that, but he also doesn't put in any effort on the defensive end. Russ has become essentially useless without the ball in his hands, but even then his decision making is very questionable. Teams looking to rebuild would rather give a young player the ball, and contenders know he will do more harm than good. Thanks for watching. Make sure to let us know what video you'd like to see next down in the comments. And don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more NBA content.